Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Non-Stop Fishing. Now, firstly, I'd love to say thank you for all the support that you guys have been giving me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed what you've seen. Now, today we're doing a catch, cook, clean. Now, we're not going out and catching, but what I will do is play some old footage of us catching. And today we're really focusing on cooking and cleaning the yabbies that you've been seeing us catch. Now, you don't see what's behind the scenes in regards to, we catch a lot of yabbies, but you don't see all the muck around, all the stuff we have to do to get them ready to eat and to make sure we get the longest life out of those yabbies. Now, what I've got is a bit of a process. It might not be the right way for everybody, but you might pick up some hints and tips. If there's a different way of doing something, please chuck it in a comment below, because that gives me an idea and it helps me out when I do the next catch and cook. So, let's get started. I'm going to do a little bit of a walk around, show you what I've got, and we'll go from there. So to start with, unfortunately, I had to go get a fresh gas bottle because ran out of gas. All good though, now that's ready to go. Got a few bags of ice while I was at the survey, but while I was out, I also went and got some salt water from the local boat ramp. Now, if you live in an area that you can access salt water, do that. Because what we found is if you add salt to the water, it gives the yabbies a bit of flavour, which just makes it a little bit nicer. Now, when we used to live in the Riverland, we didn't have that, luxury of being able to go to the local boat ramp, so we just added salt. But now, being here in Adelaide, it's so easy. Just go to the local boat ramp, fill up a couple buckets, and then you're all ready to go. Cook the yabbies in that salt water, and it just gives the yabbies that little bit of a different taste, I guess. Now, what I've done, because we got back from our trip yesterday, could not be bothered really doing much with the yabbies. So all I did, and it's what I've said in the last couple of videos, is I've just wet that hessian sack, put a bag of ice on top, and pretty much I've left them overnight. Now, if you do this properly, the yabbies will last for a good couple of days and they'll still be alive, and that's what you want, because if you chuck them in a bucket of water, leave them for a couple of days, they're going to die and then they're going to go bad, and you don't want to have bad yabbies when you're trying to cook things. So let's just have a little look at see how they are at the moment. I think they're pretty good. Now, the bag of ice chucked in there has sort of, melted, but all they are is they're like a little bit lethargic. They're not as aggro as they were yesterday, but they're alive still. Now, pretty much, I've just sort of wrapped this hessian sack around, but you can sort of see that they're just chilling out. They're not, full on, but as soon as you grab them, you can see that they're ready to go. So, again, I keep saying this, just wet some material. It could be as simple as a towel. If you don't have a hessian sack, a towel, wet it, chuck it in a bucket, put a little bit of ice around it if it's hot. But if it's not hot, you probably don't even need to worry about the ice. But I like it just because it sort of makes them sort of get a little bit lethargic, and it slows them right down rather than ripping each other up while they're in the esky. So what I might do, while I set everything up, because I've got to get the cooker set up, I've got to get everything ready to go, I might play back a few of the past episodes of the yabbies we've caught, and then we'll fast forward to me starting to show you what I do with the yabbies and start the cook process, and then of course the fun part, the peeling process. So stick around, because yeah, it's all about to start. Here we go. Not a bad little pull. So let's sneak up on it. Oh wow. Bring it over, mate. I better take a photo of that. Just hold it up for the kid. Woohoo! Oh, wow, that's a nice big bluey. That's a nice pot, that one.
Good size.
A couple of nice size ones there. Yeah, that's it. Oh no, Robbo, what have we done, champ? Oh, that's all right. We got out of that one. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's another nice hole. There's some nice size ones in that one. Getting a bit more size now, Robbo.
Yeah. Over here.
Yeah. Come stay. Righto. So, what I've done. You know how I love a good ice slurry. Well, these are the yabbies that we had, so I pulled them out the esky, and as you can see, now as I'm just pouring water all over them, they're all starting to come back to life and starting to get pretty keen again. Now, the reason why I do this is just because between all the cooking and all that sort of stuff, it gives them a good chance just to sit in some water, get all the muck out of them, and it's sort of like, yeah, gives them a little bit more of a clean prior cooking them. Saying that, when you chuck them in boiling water, I don't think it really matters too much, but this is just the way I like to do it. So again, we'll fill this up and then we'll get the next little part of the process started. Oh, look at them. Just loving life. Unfortunately, they don't know what's going to come. So a tub's full. You can straight away see from that lethargic look that we had at the very start, they're pretty much completely back to life again. Like, they're all pretty keen, pretty eager, and this water was nice and clean, but you can already, whoa, see, they're already starting to go a little bit crazy, flapping about. But this water's already starting to go a really dirty brown, blacky colour because of all the muck and stuff that's in their gills. So pretty much just a good way to just give them a little quick clean, and then we can go from there. So I'll get the burner going, get the water boiling, and we'll go for the next step. Righto, so these cookers, you can get them from any BCF, Anaconda, Tackle World, all that sort of stuff. They're such a good little cooker. These elements, literally it sounds like you're taking off an airplane. Check this out, like it's like a jet fighter. Ugh, I always love starting them. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's pumping out heat already. So put our pot on top, pop the lid on, and now we're just going to wait. Now while that's boiling, I'll start the next process. So you can hear in the background that is just cranking. Pretty much that's why I go through so many gas bottles, because it just pumps out so much heat, but it heats the water up really quickly, which is great. Now I've left these yabbies in for not even 10 minutes, and check how dirty and murky that water looks already. So again, just gives them a little bit of a clean. Now this is where it all gets a bit sort of controversial. Some people will just whack these guys straight in boiling water, live like this, straight in the boiling water. Very simple, very easy. Now I have found, and I've done it myself a couple of times, but I have found that they don't drop claws or anything like that, so you don't have any worries. But I guess it's, you just want to be a bit more humane. So what I like to do, I've got myself my butterfly net, so while I'm not chasing butterflies, this is great to do this. So all I'm going to do, let's get this little tripod set up. Oh, it's a new little addition. So tripod. Yes. How's that? What's that about? Man, I think we can lock it in. Yes. Or maybe not. Should lock in. There we go. We're locked in. We're locked in. All right. So what I like to do, I'll scoop up, because now these guys are next level keen. Like, check that out. They are excited. Scoop them up, put them into the basket. Now, usually I can get, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 in a cook. Probably a few more, but we'll just get this basket loaded, because what I like to do, and it, again, humane, it's a bit nicer, because poor old yabs, you don't want to cook them alive. It's not fair on them. So, and what I've found in the past is if I cook too many, it takes too long for the water to get to boil again. So pretty much, I've got myself, I don't know, 3/4 of a tub of this. Now, we go back to our ice slurry that I prepared earlier, and all I do is drop them straight in. Now, pretty much, that is just gonna slowly put them to sleep, and by the time that water's boiling, these guys will be completely cactus, sleeping straight in the boil, and you're not gonna hear these little as they're getting boiled alive. So you don't have to put them in a fridge, put them in a nice cold slurry, and literally within minutes, they will be completely, like, you know, sleeped out, dead, sort of, you know, a bit more of a humane way of going about it. So that's the process I do, and then basically from there, we stick these guys in the boiling water, start the cook up. So we're getting there, Whee, let's go. So we actually got a couple of really nice yabs yesterday. Some really nice ones, some big blue claws. But you can see these are the guys that are in the tub that are just fluffing about, getting themselves clean. I've had these guys in that slurry for not even probably a minute and a half, and check this out. They're already completely, yeah, docile. I wouldn't have been able to do that, yeah, a minute ago because they would have probably nipped me. So straight into the slurry. That's really, really cold, and yeah, just a humane way of cooking the yabbies. Toot toot! I reckon we're getting close to boiling. Oh yeah, she boiling, she boiling. So come back round. Come back round. Don't want to slip over, because I always seem to slip over on this concrete. Now, again, yabbies are in that basket. They are completely gone sleeping, so there's no nasty cooking them alive. So we'll get back around. Here we go. Now, as soon as we chuck these in the boil, it'll stop boiling, because the yabbies are so cold. So what we're going to do, we'll bring it back to the boil. And once we bring it back to the boil, I usually cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but around that 4-minute mark. So we'll get them boiling again, and we'll start the timer, and then we'll repeat the process until all of our yabbies are cooked. So, all right, let's get it started. Let's get the cooking going. Got the rigger's glove on. She's boiling nicely now. Now, it's been boiling for 5 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes, roughly. So, here we go. Grab it out, give it a shake. Look at that, lovely cooked yabs. Now we're going to make our way over to the lovely cold ice water that we prepped, or as you all know, a good old slurry. Let's pour them in there. All right, put that back there, and then basically those guys will just cool right off, and we're ready to go for the next one. So, righto. So, when I was a kid, I used to do this all the time. Now, a lot of people that I've told this about, they're like, oh, whatever, but it's actually legit and true. Now, let's see if we can get a yabby without getting bitten. All right, nice big guy. Now, he's alive, he's well, he's ready to go. But you can actually hypnotise these guys. All you need to do, put them on their heads, and then you just give their tail a rub. Now, I know this looks a bit strange, and it is a little bit strange, but you just give their tail a rub. Then after about 30 seconds of rubbing their tail, they're hypnotised. Now let's see if we can get a couple more. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is where it's going to be. I'm going to get bitten. Oh, there we go. He's a live one. Let go, let go. All right, let's get 2 going. So let's put him on his head, give him a rub. Again, couple seconds just to give him a rub, and then after about 20 seconds, abracadabra, they're asleep. Let's get one more. Let's try and get a trifecta. Again, let's do one more. Upside down, give them a rub. Oh no, they're starting to come out of their trance. Uh-oh, this could be interesting. Here we go. So there you go. Basically, we've got 3 yabs on their heads, just sleeping, but at the same time they're not dead. So ready, let's wake them up. Ready, boop boop boop, and they're off, they're racing. Oh. So you can see it works. You can make a yabby sleep and hypnotise. So if you ever have a go, yeah, just a little fun fact. So all the yabbies are cooked, everything's been cleaned up and put sort of to dry. Now I've got the yabbies in this esky. Again, they're nice and cold. They've cooled down from being cooked. Now I've got a bit of a conveyor line happening right now. So I've got the bucket for all the rubbish and scraps to go in. And I've got a bucket of water to wash down all the yabbies and the tails, and then my little bucket to pop them in once I finish. So basically it'll just be like a constant, and yeah, hopefully we'll get through them pretty quick. Now, this is the fun bit. Sitting back, peeling yabbies, and yeah, cleaning them all up. So let's get it started. I might put a little bit of a time lapse on because you don't want to watch me doing this for the next half an hour, 40 minutes. So let's get started. Let's get the peeling going, and we'll go from there. I might even show you how to peel a yabby. That's probably a good thing too. Let's put you down a bit. All right, righto. So, gonna clean a yabby. Gonna show you how to do it. So basically, let's grab one out. All right. Oh, they're nice and cool now. So, first of all, you want to grab the yabby, and what we're gonna do is twist, pull out. Now, basically, the whole tail comes out, and then you're left with its shell. Now, pretty much from there, with your thumbs, you want to be basically pulling outwards. So once you pull outwards, you pull the top bit out, and then you completely pull out the tail. Now, this little section here, it's a bit like a bit of a it's guts and bits and pieces, but you pull that out, and that's its poo chute. And you want to get that out because that's no good. Now, that's pretty much done. All we need to do now, give it a little wash off, and there you have it. All done, clean, and yeah, ready to eat. So how good's that? So we're gonna pop that one in, and yeah, let's get this cleaning started. It's gonna be a while, but we're gonna get there. Righto guys, we're all done and dusted, and it has been a pretty sort of big morning / afternoon getting everything finished up, but at the same time, it's well worth doing it because you want to make sure that you've got yabbies that have been looked after and properly prepared. Now, that's how I do it. You might do it completely different, which that's fine too, because everyone's got their own way. If there's a way that, you know, might be a bit different or make it easier for me, please pop down in the comment, because I'm always willing to learn different things and take things from you guys. Now, what I've done 2 different styles. I've basically stuck a few yabs in a jar and I've put some vinegar in it. Now, the vinegar that I've went with is a spiced vinegar. This just gives it a little bit of flavour. Now, the beauty about this is you can you can add all sorts of things. You can add chilies, you can add peppers, all that sort of stuff to give the yabbies different flavours. Now, what I like about having them in their jars pickled is you don't have to have a huge amount. You can have, like, you know, a small handful, just a little feed here or there. You can add them to a sanger. It's an easy way to go, and then you can pop them back in the fridge and basically just keep going from there. Now, this will probably last up to 12 months without touching them. So it's a really good way of keeping yabbies longer. But to be honest, they might last a few weeks depending on the people around and depending on how I go with it. So they will last for, yeah, like I said, a good probably 12 months, which is a fantastic way to go. Now, the second thing that I've done a cryovac style. Basically, cryovacking is a very big thing now with your fishing, but it's a good way to, you know, basically, yeah, preserve and make sure that this stays as fresh as possible. Now, I've read a few little posts and they're saying that this is the way to go. So I'm giving it a crack. Let's have a go. We'll see what's gonna happen with it, but hopefully we shouldn't have too many issues. Now, I'm really excited about that because I want to do a couple of different sort of recipes. I'd love to do a chili yabby, but also I'd love to do a crumbed yabby where you drop it in a bit of hot oil and just thinking about it makes me hungry. So I'm just pretty keen to just get these packs out and then have a crack at those little recipes. But basically, this is what you get from pretty much a tub full of yabbies. There is a lot of meat here, but also, you know, there's a lot of mucking around to get this meat. So please, like I said, if you do catch yabbies, make sure that you look after them and, you know, you get the best out of them, because you don't want to waste them, because you put a lot of time and effort catching them. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Now, it's a bit different than the normal episodes. I'm not out doing something. I'm here just doing a bit of a cook-up, but I have had a few people ask me about, you know, what do I do and how do I go about it. So hopefully this answers those questions. Now, I'm very excited because I've been waiting for this. I've got a new edition coming for the Stabbycraft, and I'm very, very excited about it. Now, I'm not going to say anything yet, but it's been a big wait, and it's nearly here. So the next time we probably speak will be all about the new addition to the Stabby, and it's a good one too. I'm really excited about it. So, but till next time, hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, till our next adventure, checking out the new additions and bits and pieces. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Yahoo!